Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. Dead Orbit has won the faction rally, so sadly we won't have access to that future war cult pulse rifle, but there's still tons of things to keep us occupied this week, and so in this video we're going to go over all of those weekly activities and more, so let's get into it. So let's go ahead and kick things off as usual with the weekly milestones. For your Luminous Engram sources, you have the Flashpoint on the European Dead Zone, your Clan XP bonus, the Nightfall, and Call to Arms. Thankfully, with patch 1.0.3, it now takes only about 3 to 4 matches to finish Call to Arms, which is very nice. For the Nightfall this week, we have Savathun's Song. And if you're like me and you played through all of the IO adventures while waiting for public events last week, you may be getting very interested in Savathun, but more on that in a minute. But the modifiers for this week's Nightfall start with something very interesting, which is health and shield regenerations are disabled while standing still, sprint to regenerate more quickly. Very interesting. Then the second modifier is anomalies, which we've seen before. Strange anomalies have been detected in the area, destroy them to release temporal energy and extend the mission timer. And of course these show throughout the level as little blue oracles, so definitely keep an eye out for those. But yeah, Savathun, I'm getting very interested in this character. If you haven't played through the adventures on IO, I definitely recommend checking all of them out. I think there's some very strong DLC hints in those adventures, so you're not going to want to miss out. Moving on to Ikora's missions this week, we have Combustion, Chosen, and Hope, so if you want to get that OG Vanguard gear, this is going to be your way to do it. Next up we have Cade's treasure maps, which you can gain to get throughout the EDZ. Sadly, they seem to be the same 5 as the first week, at least I believe a couple of them are at least. I was hoping there would be more locations, but maybe we'll get some more lore, at least to make it worthwhile. Moving on to the big talk of the week, we have the winner for the faction rally, and it is, to what I believe no surprise, to be Dead Orbit. I think a lot of people picked this because of the look and what they were in Destiny 1. Sadly, the weapons didn't really live up to my expectations like they did with Future War Cult. Luckily, I had my characters each represent the 3 different factions just so I wouldn't miss out on the loot. And I'm definitely glad I did. I was second guessing whether or not I should even do Dead Orbit, maybe double up on New Monarchy for the shaders, but my hunter is with Dead Orbit, and so we can go ahead and pick up the Haunted Earth for 1000 Glimmer. This is available for everyone else as well, but it's going to cost you 50,000 Glimmer if you're not with Dead Orbit. So I'm not super stoked about the Scout Rifle. I'm not a huge fan of the trait, which is Field Trip, increased ammo reserves, faster reload when crouched. This definitely does not play into my playstyle, but I'll have to go ahead and give it a shot either way. Although it's a little unfortunate that it's the same exact tier as the Song of Justice 6, which I really enjoy from New Monarchy, so if you have that gun, you may not have to worry about saving up for this. The Stowaway perk on that gun is way better. And that pretty much brings us to the end of the faction rally. You have all of this week to save up money to get that Scout Rifle if you really want it. I believe the faction vendors are going to be leaving next reset and then coming back whenever the next faction rally is. Bungie hasn't given us a date for it, but my guess is going to be in November. I think they're going to be alternating between the PvP activity and the PvE activity, with of course the PvP activity being Iron Banner, which will be hitting up here in October. They have yet to give us a schedule of events like they did with September. I really hope this becomes a trend and wasn't just a one-off to kind of introduce people to the concept of live events. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of the Iron Banner, so I'm super stoked for that to come back. But anyways, that wraps up this week's reset info. Of course, patch 1.0.3.1 was just deployed to fix a few things in the Crucible. They also fixed an issue with the Legend of Acreus raid quest that would not grant you the right amount of seals. Now it seems like each encounter will grant you 1 seal and then you have to only earn 10 of them. Luckily for me, I already did this on my Titan, so I loaded in with this step completed. And then I was able to head over to Benedict and pick up the second version of the Legend of Acreus, which gives you 2 shots in the chamber and 5 on reserve. And then the next step of this quest seems to be to simply complete the prestigious raid, which I hope will be dropping this month. Also, a huge thanks to anyone who picked up my channel shirt. Your support to the channel is greatly appreciated. Of course, we have the 30% sale going on. I'm going to go ahead and extend it for another week for all of you who want a chance to pick it up. So if you want a way to support the channel directly, definitely check the link in the description below. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you'll be working on this week. I posted a guide earlier this morning on how to farm a lot of 300 gear, as well as get all the mods you need to infuse all your different armor sets. So definitely give that a watch if you haven't already, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.